Hello lovelies, how are you all doing today? I hope you're well. I'm good. I'm a little bit, today's the day after the day before. Obviously, in my time, this is the day immediately following that day that you saw in the video when I was having a bit of a reorganisation, a bit of a shuffle round in order to try to get things stored, get things stashed away in order to make the flat more presentable for when it goes on the market. My goodness, that ended up being a mega session. I'm going to show you the result in a second, don't worry. But yeah, all that reshuffling, restoring things, but the big thing yesterday, and it went on quite late into the evening, was a mega cleaning session. So doing my dusting, but with the wet, with the damp cloths, everything, tops of door jambs, tops of picture frames, all those little places that at least is it so much that I forget, or that I just think, can't be bothered, can't see the dust, just wipe the surfaces where I can see dust. No, yesterday it was everything, including things like skirting boards behind furniture, pulling the sofa completely away from where it normally sits to make sure even underneath the sofa was dusted. A really, really, really thorough session. Now obviously, and it's the thing I hate about housework. Housework is never finished, is it? Because that dust, literally the minute you've finished, that dust is starting to accumulate again. But what I'm hoping is that, I won't need to be quite so thorough for a couple of months or so. So now, over the next few weeks, it will just be more like regular cleaning. Anyway, so that was really good, and I think at what stage did we finish that video? I'm not sure, it was probably about 3 o'clock in the afternoon by the time I finished chatting in that video. So before I carried on with all the cleaning, I went and spent an hour to get that video edited. Well, firstly downloaded into the computer, edited. It's probably more like an hour and a half, so that then when the computer takes over the work in terms of doing the render, that's when I came back in here. So I probably cracked on with the work again from about 5, computer's doing its thing, I carried on, and then I think it was at about midnight when that video had gone up to YouTube. Done. So today it's funny, I think a video couple of videos back, and I was saying about how when you're organising, if you've got lots and lots to do, I'm still on the bottle, sorry, not on the bottle, you know what I mean. I've got a mug over there with water, never mind. I was saying a few videos back about when you're trying to do lots and lots of different things and trying to organise your day and time it out, when you're trying to cram as much as possible in. I was talking about tidy up time. Well, I kind of knew that yesterday's tidy up time would actually be today, and that quite a chunk of today would be taken up with dealing with the mess I created yesterday. So first things first, this morning I've quickly been on the computer, and in terms of that video that you have now seen, so in my time, it's not out yet, but so the first thing was get on the computer, create a thumbnail for that video, and do the YouTube edits. That's all those little bits in the back end of YouTube that you don't see, like the description and how comments are seen, end cards, all that sort of thing. Okay, good, that's out of the way. Then I've been to my old allotment this morning, ostensibly to go and collect another large item. I think I've got 3, I can't remember now, I'm not sitting in front of my pinboard. I've either got 3 or 4 more pickups from the allotment to do, so I'm nearly there. But in taking my, in going to the allotment this morning, do you remember in that video I was saying that I'd found all sorts of scraps of wood and MDF, all sorts of bits and bobs. I thought, well, I'll take them to the plot, because folk at the allotment are always, there's always someone who's building something. So what a great way to get those bits out of my house, but not into landfill. I think one of the big things for me, in anything I do, but particularly when I'm having this kind of major sort out, major sort of life rejuggle, I don't want to create any waste. So even though I need to get rid of things, I don't want anything to go to the dump, because if it goes to the dump, it's going to end up in landfill, pretty much. I mean, obviously they take electricals out, don't they, and that sort of thing. But anyway, yes, so that wood has now got a second life down there. And it's like with all that stuff on the allotment, I don't think there's anything left on my allotment now. And there's been 0 rubbish. No rubbish. Nothing that's been, when I say rubbish, I mean nothing has been thrown away. Rehomed, recycled, I'm reusing some stuff back at home. Brilliant. Okay, so that was first thing. That's done. Tick. I've still got I've got a clipboard again for today, because there's quite a little bit to get through today. So the allotment run has been done. I've now done 2 runs out to the charity shop. So you remember in the last video I was talking about the big sort of plastic storage crates. I had 3. I've made empty 3 of them. So they usefully they stack inside each other. But even so, I couldn't quite get my arm around it to carry. I was thinking, how am I going to carry this? And I thought, I don't want to do these one at a time. That will take up too much time. But actually they just squeezed into one of my recycling bags, and I was able to just about tie a knot in the top to make a sort of handle. So fabulous. They've gone to the charity shop and they will be using them just as I thought they would probably suggest outback, in the outback. They've got, so I carried them through to the back of the shop, and I can see actually there's a couple that I previously gave to them that they've got up on top shelves with labels on of, anyway, too much detail, Vivi. So yes, couple of charity shop runs done. So that's all of that stuff out of the way. Allotment. What else has happened this morning? Oh yes, so one of the things I've done as well this morning, we're in the afternoon now, because I did that mega cleaning, mega dusting yesterday. Today I've spent probably a little over an hour, but it was a delicious time, just quiet, absolutely quiet. Dusting the leaves of all my plants. So obviously something like a spider plant's got a lot of leaves. It takes quite a lot of time to clean every leaf, but that's all done. I say quiet time. There have been intermittent knocks and bangs, and you may hear them because we've got builders. We've got the builders in again. We've got that work underway outside. We may even catch a glimpse of them in a minute. I'm going to take you into the hall. But yes, so all of my plants have been cared for. They're all absolutely spotlessly clean now. And I don't mean that in a weird kind of like, oh, I'm such a proud housewife. I'm not a mousewife at all. I've got to have, even my plants have to be polished. It's not that. It's the fact that the plants breathe through their leaves, so I needed to make them clean. So that's done. Also, I did this late last night, remember I was showing you all my vinyls, they've all been really, really cleaned, thoroughly cleaned, in much the same way as I would do my books, for instance. So damp cleaned and then made sure they dried off with an old tea towel. They're now in the bottom of the wardrobe waiting for, I think I might try and go up either next week or the week after, get a trip up into the centre of London to get those vinyls sold. So they're in the bottom of the wardrobe, which reminds me that also the bottom of the wardrobe, you didn't actually see it. I don't mean the shoe section, the bit above. And I was saying I've got some books and bits and bobs. That's all been brought out, sorted through, restored, repackaged up in the top cupboard. On it. So vinyls, tick. What else got a tick? Oh, I did some more sewing repairs last night. Tick. All the YouTubey stuff. Tick, 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 tick. So, left to do today. Oh, this list. I've got quite a lot of admin type stuff to do, calls to make, appointments to arrange, that sort of thing. And I think that's the sort of thing where I prefer a clear head for that. I prefer a completely separate day almost. At the moment, I still feel very much in sort of cleaning and sorting and that kind of mode. Does that make sense? Do any of you ever get that too, where, yeah, I think it's like in previous years when I've been doing tons and tons of work in the garden, if there's a rainy day and I come back indoors and I need to do things indoors, it takes me a while to sort of change my mindset away from being a gardener to suddenly being a sewer or an admin person or whatever it is. Anyway, yeah. So I think one of the things that would be useful for me to do towards the end of today is to make another list. The lists are getting shorter though. I think what would be most useful for me to do this evening, it'll be a nice quiet evening time job, will be to get all my little bits and bobs, scraps of paper, including today, whatever's left from today, and maybe a sheet of A4, but have it that way. And then I can have different columns, so I could have a sort of a cleaning, sorting column, a repairs column. I don't think there's anything for the repairs column now, an admin column, etc. You get the drift. And write down literally every single job I can think of. And I think hopefully by doing that, I'll see just how far I've come, that there really isn't too much. Apart from, obviously there's ordinary day-to-day stuff, all the ordinary stuff carries on, you know, work, laundry, cooking, cleaning, you get the drift. So, yeah, I think I probably need lunch soon. I don't know, it's about 2:00. There are a couple more, I'll show you. There's one biggish cleaning, not biggish, just fiddly. It might take me a little bit of time, cleaning job. It's a really, really blaringly obvious one, which you'll see in a second. So I'm going to look at my list and look for any... And I'm still in yesterday's clothes, stinky girl. Tonight though, I'm going to have such a lovely, long, luxurious bath. I'm going to use a bit of my bath bomb, get out of stinky clothes, and tomorrow just put a nice dress on and be... That's what I should do. I should have an admin day, put a nice dress on, do my admin and be a lady for the day, instead of this grubby scrubber all the time. Yeah, so that's what we'll do. Right, I will... Yeah, I definitely need a minute to pause today to think what's happening next. But in the meantime, let me show you where I got to yesterday, show you how the flat is looking today, and that and that slightly bigger cleaning job that is still outstanding. We can hear voices off where the guys are on the roof. Yeah, so for the first time in a couple of months, well, almost since I had the whole, you know, revamped, I don't have any clobber. I haven't got any clobber sitting on every step going down there. I haven't got clobber spread out on the half landing. It's so much tidier and packed away. And I almost thought that I could get away with leaving those there. I was thinking, I'll keep the wardrobe as a wardrobe, you know, in terms of for showing. However, I went downstairs and I came walking up the stairs to get a sense of, you know, how it would look coming up here if you were a buyer coming in. Oh, look, there we go, they're just doing the lead work. Yeah, how would it look? And I just thought, it just looks awful meeting this wall of cardboard boxes on the landing. So I'm delighted that it's all looking quite a bit cleaner. I'm going to clean that little window as well after the guys have done out there. Yay for greenery outside again. So much nicer. So, still to do. Clean that window. I'll give this window another clean too, but that one really needs a clean. Tidy up that frame where it's been a bit... I could actually start getting on with that now because they're not going to access via the window anymore. It's going to be all done from the outside. So I can get on with cleaning that window up and maybe painting it again, the frame itself. It all needs a really, really good hoovering. I gave this bit a bit of a hoover last night, but yeah, it needs a really, really good hoover. I'm going to come back in now because I haven't actually spoken to the guys out there this morning about getting them in shot. So yeah, that's the hallway. Then into this top cupboard. So there was stuff in the wardrobe at the bottom. That's all ended up here, right in the back. And just in the front now, I've used that space up. That's one of my backpacks. That's my slightly larger one that if I'm out and about with my tripod and camera and stuff, that's useful. And my hottie botties. Honestly though, the way the weather has been, there've been a couple of times I've thought I wouldn't mind having a hot water bottle. Okay, so that's all good and packed away. Bit of a sort out, a couple of things I was happy to get rid of in there. The wardrobe, much neater. So in terms of the bottom, there was loads of stuff in this corner. That's going to stay in there for now. Obviously the sewing machine is going to be out, but then behind all my frocks, that's my vinyls. It's not a huge amount, but yeah, that's just going to stay there until I come to sell, along with this little section here is vintage frocks. I was talking about that to sell. Oh, that's beautiful. I bought that in about 1992, so 32 years ago, crikey. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful things. And then look at this lovely skirt. You can't see it, but it's sequins, it's net. It's all that net is embroidered, and then it's just over a sort of a plain petticoat under there. Right, so, oh, I got distracted. Yeah, so, like I say, I hummed and hawed yesterday about staging the wardrobe as a wardrobe, leave those boxes where they are, but I don't know. You know what I think I might end up doing? I'm going to try it. I'll try it with the boxes in and see what I think. But for now, the main thing is tons of space in there now, and it kind of doesn't look it because I filled it up again, but yeah, things to sell. So that's good. I'm pleased with that. And then I haven't used it up yet, but then that extra shelf there, it's just got a hoodie on it for now. That's the one I freed up from taking all my packaging materials out. And actually I'm happy with Having done this yesterday, sorry, gather your thoughts, Vivi. I have been aware of this in any case for when I move, because when I move, I want to rationalise things so that I have all my shop stuff together, whether it's stock, packaging, etc., etc. This flat wasn't designed for it, of course, because when I moved in here, I didn't have a shop and all that malarkey. So it's now all under there. I've got the three of them next to each other. So yeah, it is something I've been thinking about in any case for my next home, about how much shelving and how much storage I need for running a business from home, but being able to essentially, so for example, to have something like this in my new home that's not for clothes, but that's just for business, all business, and it can house, packaging materials, shop stock, fabric, absolutely everything, and then have a second one like this, which is for me and my clothes, so that at the end of the day, I can just close all the doors and forget work. It'd be nice to forget work. Anyway, the point is, I managed to get those three storage things side by side. So I've got one for packaging, one for stock, and one for excess clothing, in particular winter clothing. And I think they look really neat under there. I mean, obviously we're staring at the floor, but for a new buyer walking in here, let's bring our heads up to sort of head height and looking height. It's like, oh, look at this flat. This is a nice flat. Oh, wow, what a great view. What a great window. I don't think they're going to be looking under the bed too much. So, as mentioned yesterday in my time, that's staying there for now. But, oh my goodness, this was so weird to sleep next to last night. All this space. I've suddenly got masses of space. Oh yeah, I did have to put the, I was going to say loo roll bubble wrap down there. But yeah, just suddenly feels like a whole bunch of space. I've measured out the blanket box and it will come to about here. So giving you an idea, it wouldn't be the full length of the bed, obviously. So yeah, pop it in there to look like just a nightstand. Stick a book on it. I love my current book. Well, it's my next one. It's going to be current tonight, but it's kind of coordinated to my my bedding. I love this. I absolutely adore that. Thank you very much to Angela. Digressing. Right, so that's all done. And generally just having a bit of a think about, so over here, for example, this is a cluttered mess at the moment. And this is all lavender. And I'm hoping once I've got the lavender bags made that I can get rid of these two trugs as well. My iron, I've still got the original packaging and it's tucked under the eaves of my bath in the bathroom, so that can be stored in the bathroom. So in other words, that whole bit there will disappear when it comes to staging days. I'll have my sewing machine out, and then this lovely big basket, this is a gorgeous one. I've just put a cloth in the bottom for now to stop it getting too dusty. I mean, it's massive. This is what I used to store my squash in the kitchen. But what I'm thinking, just for staging, is that can come over and either sit on the table next to the sewing machine or sit down here with fabric in. Because it's a beautiful basket and I don't think it's going to offend anyone's eyes, and I don't think it looks like clutter. So, yes, that will all go. The plants are just here for now because, well, apart from the fact that they have their clean, don't they look happy and clean? I'm just leaving the window empty for now because that's the next big cleaning job. So yeah, I'm not a real clutter person anyway, but for example, on the mantelpiece, I thought it was one photograph too many, and I had a couple of little candlesticks on the end as well. So take those off, just free it up a bit. I might have my dish of pebbles away, not sure. But yeah, I feel like let's come back as far as we can. That's, well, in my opinion, I think that looks like a nice home that one can relax in. Yeah, I mean, you can't say there's any clutter there, really, can you? Maybe the pebbles. And then, likewise, the other view will be, that's explained already, that will be set up obviously for sewing. So, but even if you just took all that away today, even that is a pleasant sight, I think. But then I think that's also a perfectly pleasant, happy sight. Good. And then, so for today, my next job, and it's going to be tricky because of light, cleaning the window, but also the frame, because I've got some sticky bits on it. And that's from previously when I was trying to shade the window a bit in order to photograph, because the light was so bright. And I just never got round to getting rid of the sticky. So this needs a really, really, really good scrubbing. The whole thing. Yeah, scrub a daub. And yeah, sorry, I was just looking out. You can't see because I'm holding the camera down, but I'm just looking out into the street. I think there's kids on a geography field trip. They've all got clipboards and they're making notes and they're looking up here. I'm going to wave to them. I'm obviously not going to show you them because they're kids. Yes, so scrub the window, the actual frame, get all that sticky off, blah, blah, blah. But then also clean the window. And to do this main window on the outside is a bit squarey. I'll come back because I don't want to accidentally get anyone into shot that I shouldn't. Yeah, I had to stand on that, open the top window and lean out with a scripture. It's terrifying. So that will also get done. And then when I put it all back, for now, I think I'm just going to fill it with plants again for now. But when I come to staging it, because that will have gone, I think it will just be full of plants. And I think plants in a window, in a flat, especially a flat without a garden, I think that is going to appeal to potential buyers, I hope. So, oh my goodness, let me just have a sit down again. Sit on the other side of the room for a change. I'm really pleased with where I've got to. Yeah, I mean, it's... Honestly, I'm at the stage now where, yeah, I could be getting if I needed to, I could get estate agents in tomorrow, I think, really. I mean, obviously, have a quick squizzy tidy up, a bit more of a tidy up, like all the sewing stuff that's in the crates over there for the lavender bags. But you know what? I'm not in a rush. I'm not rushing with any of this. Trying to enjoy each day as well as, get things done, but try and enjoy it and just try not to let that stress build up and overwhelm, because I am a bit scared about moving. I'm a lot scared about moving. But anyway, yeah, I'm pleased with where I've got to. And now I think, like I said, I'm going to do that list this evening, my column list. I don't want to forget something really important and really obvious. Like, I still haven't sorted out a solicitor. I really, really need to sort out a solicitor because they're not necessarily going to be free tomorrow for me to go and see them. They may have a lead-in time of 4 or 5 weeks, so I really must get that underway. And there's a couple of little things like that. I won't go into them all today, but yeah, once I've got that list done tonight, then I can sort of say to myself, well, actually, these are all jobs now that I could squeeze in at weekends, and therefore for the next few weeks concentrate Monday to Friday on being a seamstress again, being a stitcher, a sewer, and just get my head down for 4 or 5 weeks and sew, just sew all day, every day, Monday to Friday. I think that might be viable now. And then you see this is the whole this is the point of it all. That generates a bit of income, thank goodness. It gets a few more bits and pieces out of the way, so that hopefully by the end of the month, who knows, maybe I can get the estate agents in, get some quotes, get an idea of value. I mean, I've got a fairly good idea, so that then in the following month I can start house hunting proper. And by that what I mean is spending a couple of hours every day on house hunting. Now obviously stock at estate agents doesn't change that often. So it might be that instead of doing a couple of hours every day, I say, right, there are 2 days each week, maybe Monday and Friday, where I say, I'm not thinking about anything else today other than finding my new home. And that's all I do. And then the rest of the time carry on working because that's the thing, isn't it, is I still need to work, I still need to earn in order to pay my bills while I'm still here. And I can't be a full-time house hunter is what I'm trying to say. That makes sense, doesn't it? Anyway, sorry, I realise I'm starting to waffle now. Good. I've got to where I wanted to be and where I needed to be by this time of year. This kind of is on the schedule that I'd set myself at the start of the new year. So for some people watching, they might think, God, why are you going so slowly? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you think. If you think I'm going too slowly, it doesn't matter. It's not your life. It's my life. This was the schedule I set, and I've been able to achieve what I wanted to achieve on top of still working more than full-time hours and still doing ordinary life stuff and all that. So I'm happy. Yay, I am really happy. We'll see. We'll just wait and see what happens next. Whatever happens next. What Vivi did next, well, we don't know quite yet, do we? But you can be sure I'll be bringing you along for the ride. All right, lovelies, that really is enough. I will see you again before too long. I'm not sure what I'll be doing. I was just thinking then, maybe we'll be in the garden. Oh my goodness, my brain just reverted to last year. Also, just to say before we go, once I start, it just shows, doesn't it, that I was mentioning this to Paul the other day. We were chatting and I was saying how there is no way I would have been able to do this and the garden as well. Working, doing things to the flat, life and a garden, on my own, no way, no way. So it just goes to show how it absolutely was the right decision for me to just take 1 year off gardening. That's all, just take 1 year off gardening. And I picked the right year, didn't I? Because it's a horrible year for gardening. I feel so bad for all my gardening friends. They're all struggling. But then secretly, deep down inside, I'm thinking, this was the right year, Vivi. It was definitely the right year for a year off. Right, that's it. Now I really am waffling. I will see you all again soon for I don't know what, but I'll see you there and we'll do it together. So until then, please look after yourselves. Cheerio, lovelies.